What's up, guys? So we have a really weird story that I believe is just being used to distract people from some of the other stuff that's actually going on, all right? So I wanted to debunk it, okay? Because this is just crazy. 50,000 Chinese troops were bombed and killed in Maine. Okay, sure. Seems legit. But let's take a look at it, okay? So, first of all, I did a Google search. I could not find any any legit sources. The only legit sources that I could find said that there was an earthquake, and that was like local news. That wasn't even like anything any like big media. So I found this, and this is just because I needed something. So it says, quote, 50,000 Chinese soldiers were bombed and killed in an underground bunker in Maine, the northeasternmost United States state, which was listed as an earthquake. Multiple news portals reported. There are multiple sources claiming an F-16 was also brought down in Michigan. However, none of these claims were confirmed by any reliable source. Whew, yeah. See, this is what's. I mean, just look. It's just random places that are saying this. Nobody's been able to confirm anything. So, a magnitude 3 earthquake was reported in Maine shortly after 9:30 a.m. On Wednesday. The epicenter of the earthquake was nearly 2.5 miles northwest of Robbinston, a small town located near the Canadian border. However, no casualties were reported in result of the earthquake. So, of course, conspiracy theories are, oh my gosh, the United States government is covering this up or whatever. Okay, let me just point out something. So let's go to Google Maps. I can't believe I'm having to do this, but see where China is over here? Okay, in order for them to get to here, Maine, there's a couple different ways they could do that, right? Well, they could take some jets and fly over literally all these Middle Eastern countries. They could fly over all these NATO countries, which I'm sure would not be too happy about Chinese going over their airspace, right? Or they could bounce off. I don't know where all their bases are. I'm assuming they might have one, probably. Let's just assume that they have an air base somewhere over here, somewhere over here, somewhere over here, somewhere over here. Okay? I doubt it. Let's just make that assumption. Even if that were true, that would require them to make what? One, two, three, 4 or 5 stops somewhere in between here, and still they'd probably be seen by either NATO or the United States. The United States has one of the largest navies in the world, and we are literally patrolling everywhere. Okay? We also have bases everywhere. Okay? So the fact that they'd be able to sneak up on us and deploy over 50,000 troops is kind of asinine. Second, they definitely didn't airdrop in, because in one of the articles I read, it said that they disembarked from a boat. Okay, so if we're going based on that, then the boat theory, there's two or so ways that they could do that. Well, 3 ways actually. One of which is go from China, come all the way down through here, or go around Australia, go all the way through this Indian Ocean, around the southern tip of Africa, up through the South Atlantic, then through the North Atlantic, then into Maine, and somehow not be seen by any of our patrols, of our NATO alliance patrols, of our friendly country patrols, of Australia's patrol. Literally, they would have to just like be invisible in a boat, because 50,000 troops did not come here on a submarine. Okay, they would have probably had to come on a battleship, and there's just no way that nobody saw that. Okay, with today's technology, there's just no way. And even if it was possible, I'll get to that later. Then there's another way they could have gone. They could have gone straight directly through here. Okay, let's bring it over here. So they could have gone from China all the way through the Pacific. And quite honestly, if they were going to invade something, don't you think that they would have either started with soft, easy targets like Hawaii or Alaska? Because those would be two of the easiest targets to take, most likely. I mean, they're closer. They're still part of our United States, so if they wanted to attack the United States, yeah. Now, of course, they're not the most strategic things. Well, actually, you'd probably be wrong about that. Hawaii would be very strategic because it would serve as a place to get bombers, um, jets and stuff to refuel on this island before hopping over to the United States. So actually, Hawaii would be very strategic. Alaska perhaps might be strategic as well. I don't know what they have there, but I know Hawaii has Pearl Harbor. Okay, now if they were just gonna ignore that, which remember I said that the article that I saw said that they came on a boat, right? So if they picked Maine for whatever reason they wanted to do Maine, uh, I also let's just say they'd probably hit the West Coast before they hit the East Coast. Just because, think about it. I mean, California, Oregon, Washington, they're all relatively easy targets as well, considering the population has less guns than some of the East Coast. Okay? And so, would you hit a softer or a harder target? I mean, it's closer, it's softer, it's still on the mainland United States. I just don't see why they would go all the way around. But if they're going to, they would have to go all the way through here and go through the Panama Canal, which I doubt Panama is going to let them go through the Panama Canal with 50,000 troops. No military would be caught going through the Panama Canal like that with an invasion force on a tight schedule, confined into a small canal, which is easy to be taken out. It's not going to happen, right? So then you also have the other thing, which is they come from all the way China, and they come all the way through the southern tip, go all the way around, all the way up to here. Now, the ones that take huge amounts of time, there's no way that's going to be correct. There's no way that that's going to happen because let's face it, guys, that's going to cost a lot of money. So by the time they get all the way over here, they've wasted so much money getting only 50,000 troops. Like the what? And then the article also said that they were in a hidden underground bunker, right? So it says they're in a hidden underground bunker in Maine. Okay. Let me just stop there. Number 1, how did they get there? And how did they know about this supposed underground bunker without being caught getting there? Let's assume they land. How do they just go to this underground bunker and house 50,000 troops in an underground bunker in Maine that they would have had to have prior knowledge to? Oh, I forgot to mention another way they could have gone. They could have gone from here all the way up through uh through some of Canada's stuff and then around and back down, but that seems like unnecessary risk considering ice and all that. Anyway, going back. So they're in a bunker, right? And it says that the reason that there was like a 3.0 earthquake is because the U.S. government dropped a Moab, or mother of all bombs, onto the bunker, killing miraculously all 50,000 troops. Yeah, I'm not making this up. Like, go on Reddit and just Google search. This is so stupid. Okay, so let's go to Wikipedia just and look at what a MOAB is. Okay, so the GBU-43B Massive Ordnance Air Blast, MOAB, or known as Mother of All Bombs, but it's actually Massive Ordnance Air Blast. Notice the last two words in that: air blast. Okay? So, if we go down to here, right? The Moab is not a penetrator weapon and is primarily an air burst ordnance intended for soft to medium surface targets covering an extended areas and targets in a contained environment such as a deep canyon or a cave system. Okay, so you might be saying, well, yeah, a deep canyon or a cave system. Again, a deep canyon, it explodes over the target, shrapnel and heat and fire rains down, and the shockwave is contained in there, and boom, dead. Cave system, same thing. If you blow off, if you blow it up near the mouth of the cave system, that shockwave goes straight in, and fire, shrapnel, all that crap, right? But even without that, but if you look at this picture, I think that'll come up if I look. See the airburst? Okay, that is what it looks like. If 50,000 troops are in an underground bunker, number one, that bunker has to be huge. Number two, that bunker has to be pretty well underground and hidden in order not to draw attention, right? And I'm sorry, but this said it's not a penetrator weapon. An airburst is not going to go through a bomb bunker and kill all 50,000 troops. There's just no way. There's no way. Okay? So, I'm sorry, but that's just not it didn't happen. And the fact that they think that one or two Moabs being dropped would not garner the attention of anybody in the area watching a plane fly over and dropping a bomb and then the subsequent explosion. Uh, Come on, seriously? That combined with the fact that, do you really expect me to believe that all 50,000 troops were killed with this explosion if they're in what is supposed to be a bomb resistant bunker? Okay, it's just not. No, it didn't happen. And then on top of that, you also have to think about, well, if President Trump uh, sanctioned this, don't you think that he would be using it as a way to stay in office? By saying, "Hey, we're at war with China now. We were invaded by the Chinese. I have to stay in office now." Don't you think he would do that if this were real? Like, come on. He would declare martial law, or he would use one of the presidential directives to be like, "Hey, look, we're being invaded." No, or he'd go to Congress and petition to go to war because we're being invaded. There's no way that this would be kept under such good wraps. All it is a conspiracy theory. Now, my theory on this is it's meant to distract people, right? It's meant to be so outlandish that people backtrack on how they feel about China. Because now this lie is coming out about China, and people are like, "Oh no, China's not that bad. They wouldn't do that." And now people are like, "Oh well, China's not that bad." Even though they're the ones that started this whole global pandemic and they've been taking advantage of the United States. I think that this is probably more likely than not some form of Chinese propaganda to get people to go, "No, no, no, China's not that bad." I mean, yes, they do this, but they're not going to invade us or anything. To make them be more okay when Biden gets into office and then starts playing ball with the Chinese again. Okay? That's my theory. Or the other idea is possibly that this is a way to distract us from some of the things that are going on with the election, right? Because right now, even though yesterday they certified or they submitted the electors' votes for Biden, they're not going to be read till the 6th, and nothing is final till the 20th. So Trump is still filing lawsuits. There are still investigations going on. Just yesterday, they released uh, forensic evidence about the Dominion voting machines that they were, you know, full of errors. So there's a lot of stuff that's being distracted from right now, and you're gonna see probably more of these these ridiculous stories. But seriously, There's just no from what I'm understanding, there is just no strategic reason to go for Maine instead of Hawaii or Alaska or the West Coast. There's no reason to spend so much money to go all the way around all of these continents to get over to this to one of our northernmost. There's just no reason for it. So, and then the way that this bomb is used, come on, okay? So this was the only article that I could find that was trying to fact check it, and even this wasn't all that good. Okay, so now I'll let you guys decide, but I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna agree with me that this is ridiculous. But I would implore you to look into some of the other news that's going on, and see what's going on with the election, see what's going on with our ties to China and all this other stuff, because there is stuff that I think this is distracting from. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys later. Please don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and please share it with your friends, your family, whatever. That's how I get more subscribers, more viewers, and get the word out about stuff like this. Anyway, guys, thank you guys. Have a good one.